it's going to start the transcription, and that's going to cause havoc. Okay, there we go. Good day, guys. It's Carl Maria. This is ENTP7311, and this is your national sports session for assignment 1. Those you guys will know in the past, we used to do these live, but a decision this year was taken that we record them. On the screen is my email address. Please jot that down if you haven't done so previously. Just so that if you have questions about the assignment or anything that I say during this recording, you can get hold of me. Please just do me a favor. In the subject line of your email, put ENTP7311w or Entrepreneurship 3A Online, just so I know that when I see the email, I know, okay, this is from one of my students. I need to get to this immediately. If you've listened to my previous recordings, you know that I would like to answer you guys within 24 hours. And that's why I like if I can see that they stand out. If I haven't answered you within 24 hours, please feel free to drop me another email and say, hey, listen, yeah, I've sent you an email. What's going on? Why haven't you got back to me? Okay, so this is assignment 1. Assignment 1 is the first part of a POE, so it's a series of work that we're going to do, and they're all going to evolve around the same themes. And we'll get to those the theme and the actual what you're going to do now. This is due on the 3rd of April. That is the PAS as it stands now. Today, the 20th of the 3rd, 2025. PASs do change. Make sure you check it. It's due at 23:59. When that thing goes over to 00, you are late. And it is an automatic penalty for being late. If you hand it in within the next 24 hours, you lose 15%. If you're getting 60% for something, you've now just gone down to 45%. So don't do that. And I know we've sort of comfortably forgotten about load shedding, but be aware that load shedding is still a thing. And you don't want to find out that if you think you're going to submit at 10 o'clock on the evening, you have load shedding and now you're in trouble. You need to put it through. I've got Safe Assign on the screen. Sorry, that's a bad habit. Let's turn it in. The system ARC, as you submit on ARC, it'll automatically do the turn it in thing. Please, guys, do me a favor. As soon as you've listened to this recording, go onto ARC and go figure out where you're supposed to submit. There's a plagiarism declaration, all of these things. Go do that now. I hate it when I get things and it's just past midnight when students submit and they say to me, yeah, I didn't know where to submit. ARC is a new system. It's we're all learning about it. So if you go check it now, you'll be much more comfortable, and then we know you can submit it. Those of you, I think most of you might have had me previously, I'm not sure. Referencing, I'm a total stickler for referencing. At a 3rd year level, your referencing is 100% correct. If you do not know how to do a proper in-text reference and how to have a proper reference list, and everything that's in-text reference is in your reference list, and everything that's referenced in your reference list is in-text reference, it must be done twice, and if everything must be done twice. If you don't know how to do that, please get in touch with the Information Center on the online campus and ask them to help you. They are more than happy to help you. But guys, I promise you, I will severely penalize you. And then secondly, AI. I will tell you where to use AI and how to use AI. But for now, if you're going to use AI, there's 2 places in this that's ideal for AI, and I suggest you use AI, and I'll tell you. But do not use AI for the report part, in the sense that don't give the question to AI and tell AI to generate it for you. Ask AI questions, that's fine, but don't ask it the question that you have to answer. And please, 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 if you have used AI, you must, in accordance with the new rules, reference the AI. If you're not sure how to do that, go check the referencing guide, speak to the guys in the Information Center. Our instruction, and listen, it's an instruction, is to severely penalize AI. And AI, if you go read what they say about AI, if you use it and you don't reference it, bang, that's a level 3 immediately, which is a 0. And would likely end in a disciplinary hearing. Let's not go there. I don't list that. I don't want to do that. So please. Okay, that's the negative stuff out of the way. Right. So you hand in one report, right? So it's a document that you submit. You are required to make a video, and we'll talk about the video presentation. How we do that, you make the video, you upload the video to something like YouTube. I prefer YouTube rather than any of the other platforms where the links expire and all of that nonsense, because I don't want to email you and say, listen, your link has expired. Now, I'm not sure, did you finish the video in time? Didn't you? Must I give you marks? Upload it to YouTube. Make it private, it's fine. And just all you do is question 1 and you put the YouTube link in there. That's all you do. Simple as that. I click on the link, I see the video, pop my earphones on, watch your video, listen to it, and I give you your marks for the video. And then I take and question 2 is directly below that. I take that and I start reading your report and you get your marks for that. So please, it's one report. Do not attempt to upload the video onto VC Learn. I've said, I'm sorry, old habits now are difficult to get rid of. Don't upload your video to ARC, right? It'll be too big, you won't get it right, and you'll start panicking. You'll upload your video onto YouTube, you just insert the link into your submission, and that's it. The report is 2,000 to 2,500 words. I'm not one of those people that count words, but please try to stick in that. When you start going to 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 words, you're probably talking nonsense or talking stuff you shouldn't be talking about. So please try to stick to that. So, we have these things called the Sustainable Development Goals. These are things that the United Nations looked at, and I've got the 17 of them up there on the screen. One of the things you'll have to reference is the Sustainable Development Goals. So you have to go Google them and so on. And these 17 goals have been set internationally. So what South Africa did is in 2022, South Africa said, looking at the South African context, we need to understand what the problems are and the priorities are in South Africa. And we chose these, 6 goals that are the ones that we focus on. So your job is to take one of those 6 goals that you decide that you want to focus on. And then you need to come up with a mobile app to address that, okay? You want to think carefully and want to think creatively about the app. Let's get something out of the way. You're not going to build an app. That's not what we're doing. This is a concept, right? So you are going to sell this concept to the South African government. You're going to get government to buy into this concept, this idea. So therefore, you're going to do a pitch, and that pitch is going to take the form of video. Now, in Neck, Neck and Murray, there's something called Supplement B, the pitch deck, right? It's in your textbook. And what the pitch deck does for you is it tells you how to pitch. Now, I've tried to make your life easy by uploading notes on the pitch deck. So you can go read through the pitch deck in Neck, Neck and Murray. But if you look under the materials, now I'm second guessing myself. I actually think it's not under the prescribed material in ARC. It is actually under the POE. Go check under the POE in ARC. You will find the pitch deck notes that I've made for you there. That's a couple of pages. Read through it. It gives you a good sense of how you should approach pitching and the things you should do and the things you should not do. Now you're going to make a 5 to 7 minute video. So the thinking you've already had to do is you've had to look at the Millennium, the Sustainable Development Goals. You've got to choose one of those goals. You've got to come up with an app that you're going to use to address them. And guys, don't do something boring like I'm going to collect food from restaurants and I'm going to through the app distribute it to people. We've done those things. Come up with something new, something creative, something that people haven't thought of previously, right? You're going to record a 5 to 7 minute video. There's many ways to do these videos. Currently, this one that I'm recording now, I'm recording on Teams, but there's many different places to do it. They even give you some guidance within the actual POE websites and things you can use. But there's lots of places to record a 5 to 7 minute video. In the video, you're going to explain the app and explain how the app becomes a solution for the SDG that you've chosen. So what must be included in this app, in this video about this app? You must have a name of the business and a logo. So when you've come up with a concept, go on to ChatGPT or any one of the AIs and say to them, give me 5 names for this business and describe the business and describe the app, right? And then you ask it to generate 5 names. And then I normally find when I do that, none of the names I really like, but I could take 1 or 2 of them, put them together. And then you say to it, Chat does logos now. But there are other apps that make specifically logos. Generate a logo for me, or generate 5 logos for me, and then one of those logos, you choose your logo. You've done that, right? So that's done. Get Chat to do that, or one of the other AIs to do that. There's no problem with that. It's fine as long as you reference it. You now have to explain what in the video you have to explain. What is the design of the app and how will it be used? So what is it and what will it do? Now, the video itself, you can decide if you want to do something like I'm doing, where you've got a little screen and you've got a slides playing. You can have a talking head. In other words, you can just look into the camera and just speak to the camera. Or you can not show your face at all. I'm quite comfortable with that. You can just do a voiceover. There must be a voiceover. A slideshow doesn't work. You must speak to it. You must present it. You must pitch it, right? And yeah, 5 to 7 minutes is more than enough for you to be able to explain the name, the business logo, why and how the app works, and then what are the SDGs and how it will address the SDG. That's your video. You upload it onto YouTube. You put the link in under question 1, and then you put part 2 in. And part 2 is important, that you have an introduction, then the answers of the various questions, and we look at each question now, and then a conclusion at the end. You don't have to write body. You put an introduction at the top, you say, what are you going to do? And then you say question 2.1, question 2.2, 2.3, whatever. You do the questions, and right at the end, you write a conclusion. So it's a complete report. For this structure and for the way you've written this and for the synthesis, in other words, that the introduction, the questions, and the conclusion forms one whole. There are 10 marks. That's 10%, guys. Right? So let's get this right. Question 2.1, the first one. They talk about the forms of entrepreneurship. So there's various forms of entrepreneurship, and Nick and Murray is your partner in this, but don't just use Nick and Murray, right? The key here is, so the forms of entrepreneurship are various things. Sorry, this black head you see coming in from the side here is my dog that just wants to quickly greet me and say hello. Come, Bilaka. So the forms of entrepreneurship, anything from buying a business, starting a business, forming a partnership, and all these funny types of things. The key to selecting the form of entrepreneurship that you're going to use is that you're trying to solve a social problem. Make sure that whatever form of entrepreneurship you use is appropriate to solve a social problem. You have to go to Nick and Murray to get this, right? Then, once you've got that, please go look for 2 or 3 other sources that talk about that form of entrepreneurship. Now suddenly Carl's reading it and he says, okay, they found it in Nick and Murray, so they're using the correct format, form of entrepreneurship, because they've used the source material they're supposed to use. Don't just Google it. Go to Nick and Murray. Make sure you use the one in Nick and Murray, and then they've gone to other sources. So now I'm saying, hey, this is great. Not only have they used the right source material, they've also read further than just the source material. Then the second question asks you to apply the entrepreneurial method to your app. In Nick and Murray, there's an 8-step entrepreneurial method. Right? Write down the 8 steps of that and you'll get naught. Simple as that. Give me the steps, Tell me what the step means and tell me what happens in your app, in your case, in that step. The application is where the marks are in, right? It must be the entrepreneurial method from Neck and Murray. Don't go Google entrepreneurial method. Once you know the steps, start looking for other sources to support those steps and enrich your submission by using other sources. Use 3 or 4 other sources in those 8 steps. Then the marks are going to start looking good. Question 2.3 asks for funding. So there's 3 key ways of funding. The question asks you to identify those 3 steps, those 3 funding methods, how they will work for you. So you need to do all 3, how they'll work for you, and you need to indicate in your answer in which order will you attempt them, because the first one may not work. So what I suggest, you go find those 3 methods or 3 funding methods in Neck and Murray. You can look through them and you look, which one would I prefer to choose? You address that one first, tell me what that funding method means, and then tell me how you will in your app apply that funding method. It's all about the application, guys. I can't stress that too much. Then you take the second one, say, well, if the first one doesn't work, I'm going to try this one. And you once again, you tell me what the method is. And how you will apply it within your app to get funding for your app. And then you say, and the third method, which I really hope I don't have to use, but I will use it last if I have to use it, is this. This is how it works. This is what another source outside of Neck and Murray tells me about it. And this is how I will use it if I have to end up using that one. Question 2.4 is segmentation. We spoke about segmentation last night. When I did a recording, this recording and that recording will go up together. And you need to talk about how you'll segment, what was the size of the segment, what will the customer look like, and what's the accessibility. And you need to, and I mentioned it last night, guys, don't tell me I'm going to reach the whole of South Africa. It's not realistic. It tells me you've not done the sanity check. Right? You've not really looked at, is this realistic? Is this possible to do? I say to people when they ask me about this specific assignment, how should I approach it? I say to them always, approach it as a small local government intervention. In an area of a city or in your local, in a small town or small rural area, that is where you launch your app. And once you've launched that app, then you say, okay, we will scale it as we go along. But for now, keep it small, keep it simple. It's not this assignment, and that's the last question. This assignment is not very difficult. However, if you think about just the presentation, the amount of thinking work that goes into it before the time, it's important that you do that thinking work early on, that you know what you're going to do. This video is the 3rd take, by the way. Okay, I do this for a living, so don't expect a one-take wonder. At least practice your what you're going to say once or twice. And guys, please speak naturally. Don't read a presentation for me. Then you're not doing a presentation. You're not pitching, right? The instruction is you must pitch it. You must sell this idea. Reading a presentation doesn't sell the idea. And if you're just going to simply read off a piece of paper, or you're going to read what it says on the slides, your marks are not going to look good. I want you to understand exactly where we stand. So, because I want you to get a good mark, but I want you to do what's needed to get the good mark. As I promised, there's my email address again. Please, please, please feel free to ask me questions. Send me an email. Say, Carl, I'm not sure that what was that thing about you said, question 2.2, this entrepreneurial method. What's going on? I don't understand step 4 of the 8 steps in the entrepreneurial method. How does that work? Can you help me with that? And I'm more than happy to answer those type of questions. Please drop me email if you need to. Guys, have fun with this assignment. And remember, this assignment is the first one out of, I think it's 3, including another assignment and the final assessment. And they're all going to build on each other. So crack this one. Do something good in this one, because you're going to have to build on this in the 2nd and the 3rd. Assignment. I thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful. And as I said, please feel free, drop me an email. Okay, cheers, guys.